If you want to retire somewhere that is affordable, has everything that you need, and has tons of outdoor recreation, you might want to consider Red Deer Alberta before you make that final decision. So in this video, we're going to break down some of the top reasons why people have chose to retire in the city of Red Deer, and we're also going to look at some popular 55 plus communities and popular areas within the city for retirement. Let's get into it. All right, let's get right into it. I've helped a lot of people move here over the last few years from all types of age groups and demographics. And I've polled my older folks who I've helped move here, my retirees, and I've asked them, why did you choose this area of Alberta? Why did you choose Red Deer to retire? And it seems to be pretty common answers among all of them. The first reason, one of the biggest reasons why people choose Red Deer is because of its proximity to everything. It's super central location. So oftentimes people tell me, I have family and grandchildren in the Calgary area, they're going to college, university down there, or I have family and grandchildren up in the Edmonton area. So I want to be somewhere that is super central so that if anybody wants to come home and visit, it's a super easy trip, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas dinners or whatever it is. So if we look on a map, you can see that Red Deer is literally just about the halfway point between Edmonton and Calgary. So you're 155 kilometers from Edmonton and 145 kilometers to Calgary. So it is a super easy day trip to either of these big cities. Now, a lot of people, when they are looking at Alberta, they are also taking into account that they want to be close to the mountains. So some areas of Alberta, it's quite a ways away from the mountains. It's not a day trip. For example, if you're living in Edmonton, it's about 4.5 hours to get to Jasper. If you're living in the Red Deer area, you can be in Banff in some of the most beautiful mountains within the province in 2.5 hours. Or if you want to head just straight west of Rocky Mountain House, in about 2.5 hours, you can be in the Nordig area, which has tons of beautiful hiking. It really is a beautiful area. So it is a super easy day trip. And being close to Edmonton and Calgary, you have really easy access to either of their international airports. So the airport in Calgary is actually on the north end of the city. It takes you about an hour from Red Deer. And the international airport in Edmonton, actually not even within the city of Edmonton itself, it's south in Nisku. So you can be to the Edmonton International Airport in about an hour as well. Now, Alberta isn't overly well known for having a lot of beautiful lakes. We're known for our Canadian Rockies. But if you're living in the Red Deer area, we have one of the nicest lake towns, one of the nicest lakes in the entire province, only 15-20 minutes straight west of Red Deer in Sylvan Lake. So this is a beautiful lake town, and it really is a legit lake. Sometimes the lakes that people talk about in the central Alberta area, they're not the greatest. They're more of like a big slough. Sylvan Lake really is a fantastic lake, and it is a popular destination, a popular tourist destination in this central Alberta. So over 1 million people visit the town of Sylvan, over the summer months. It's great for all your water sports, water skiing, tubing, sitting on the beach, all of that fun stuff. So super close to one of the best lakes in the province. So this is one of the biggest reasons why people are choosing to live in Red Deer and kind of the surrounding area. You have super easy access to Edmonton or Calgary, whether you want to go take in an Oilers game, the best team in the NHL, day trip to the mountains, no problem, and super easy access to one of the best lakes in the province, straight west, about 15-20 minutes. I hope you guys are enjoying the video, and I just want to remind you that I'm a licensed realtor within the city, and I would love the chance to earn your business. So if you are enjoying the videos, you feel like you jive with me, use this info popping up, get a hold of me any way you'd like, phone, text, or email. Would love to work with you. All right, let's get back to the video. All right, let's move on to the second reason as to why people are choosing to live in Red Deer, Alberta for retirement. Now, if we look at residential real estate prices, we need to look at the big picture. A lot of the times people are just looking at detached homes, but when you're in that retirement phase of your life, maybe you don't want a detached home that has a backyard and all the upkeep that comes with that. Maybe you don't want to have stairs. So we need to look at detached homes as well as semi-detached homes, apartment style condos. So if we look at the numbers between all of the major cities in Red Deer, the 4 biggest cities in Red Deer. So it goes Calgary, and then it goes Edmonton, and then Red Deer and Lethbridge, they kind of compete for that third spot. I think Red Deer is back on top. Either way, they both have just over 100,000 people. But right now, at the time of making this video, the total residential real estate prices, the median prices in Red Deer are $356,000. In Lethbridge, they are $370,000. And in Calgary, they are sitting at $560,000. You can see that this super popular area of Alberta to move to. You're close to the mountains. It's a really desirable place. lots of demand, and you're seeing that price go up a ton in Calgary over the last few years. Edmonton is currently sitting at $406,000. And fun fact about Edmonton, it is the most affordable large city in the country. And I've noticed a little bit of a shift lately. I've always had a ton of people calling me from British Columbia and Ontario, but lately I'm having a lot more people phone me from the Calgary area who are looking to find somewhere that is more affordable. So they're looking at Red Deer, again, because it is more of a central location. So a lot of the times people are looking for that quieter lifestyle, low traffic, no parking issues. You can get from one side of the city to the other in 20 minutes. At least that's how it is in Red Deer. I'm not too sure about Lethbridge, but lots of people are comparing Lethbridge versus Red Deer. So they're pretty much the same when it comes to prices of real estate. When you're looking at deciding between Lethbridge and Red Deer, one of the biggest factors, again, is location. Red Deer is definitely more central. Lethbridge is going to be much farther south, so you're closer to the US border, but you're still about two and a half hours away from Calgary. And then people compare the climates together. Now, Lethbridge, again, I've never been down there before. I heard it's super windy. That's what people tell me. Red Deer is going to be a little bit colder during the winter time. So there's lots of things to consider other than real estate prices when you're trying to choose between those two cities.
Do I have to choose between those two?
Which one do you like more?
Red Deer.
So all of that to say that obviously Red Deer is going to be much more affordable than our bigger cities because they're bigger and they're going to have more things to offer you. They're going to be more popular and more in demand. And it is a very central location compared to similar sized city like Lethbridge. Now, if we look at the total picture when you move to Alberta, you don't have to pay any provincial sales tax here, so you're gonna have a ton of savings. That way you're only paying the 5% GST. We have no healthcare premiums, and there is no land transfer tax. So that is also a lot of money that people spend in those provinces like British Columbia and Ontario. And living in Alberta, because of our oil and gas industry, we have the best gas prices in the country all the time. So you're gonna have lots of savings that way as well. And because our real estate here in Red Deer is so affordable, people are selling their homes in British Columbia and Ontario, and they're moving here and they're able to pay cash for their homes. I would say that at least 90% of my clientele have paid cash for the homes over the last 2 or 3 years, and they have money in the bank. So if you want to invest in an investment property, you want to put your money into real estate, or you have all of this disposable income, and let's address the elephant in the room. People are like, well, why would I want to move to Red Deer because it's colder there? Well, if you have disposable income, you can get out of here for the winter. My parents often head down to Arizona for a month or two every single winter, get away from the cold. And I will say that winters here are starting to get a little bit more manageable. They are not as cold as they used to be. Quickly to touch on last year, we pretty much had a green Christmas. It was really nice, from about +5 to -10, just about all winter, with a couple of really cold snaps mixed in there. So reason number 2, people are choosing this area because it is super affordable and has a very low cost of living. Now let's get on to number 3. Let's talk about the outdoor recreation and the active lifestyle that comes with living in Red Deer, Alberta. Now, a fun fact about the city of Red Deer that I bet you guys did not know is that Red Deer has won the title for the most active city in Alberta 3 years in a row, and actually in 2022 it won the title for the most active city in the entire country of Canada. And I think that the biggest reason why we have such an active community here is because we have such a massive, extensive trail system here, river valley with tons of parks. So there's over 110 kilometers of interconnected walking trails that go throughout the entire city, and all along the river valley we have tons of beautiful parks, from Heritage Ranch, really beautiful area, to Bower Ponds, to one of the nicest dog parks in the country in 3 Mile Bend. It really is a beautiful, lush city. So a lot of times if you look on a map, you think, oh, it's right in the middle of the prairies. It's gonna be pretty boring here. There's gonna be no trees.
I have no idea how boring it is around here.
That is not true. That's not true.
Red Deer has a ton of trees. This is one of the things that people remark or comment to me about the most when they move here, is they had no idea just how beautiful this city was. A lot of people, they just pass by going from Edmonton to Calgary and they see Gasoline Alley and they think Red Deer is just a small little redneck town and all it is gas stations. This really is a beautiful city, and it has tons of beautiful walking trails and parks.
This place is amazing.
See, I told you.
Now in the wintertime, there is still a ton of fun things to do. Again, we have some of the best skiing, the best mountains in the entire world. 2.5 hours away. So if you want to go hiking, you want to go snowboarding, skiing, if you're still into that in your retirement age, and if you are, kudos to you. I hope that I am when I'm that age. But there's still a ton of stuff to do. So straight east of Red Deer, we have the Canyon Ski Resort, which is the largest non-mountain ski resort in Alberta. It really is a great little ski hill. So in 2019, they really pumped some steroids into it. They beefed it up for the Canada Winter Games, which is held here in Red Deer. So it really is a phenomenal place. And we have some of the most comprehensive cross-country ski trails in the Riverbend recreation area. They really are beautiful. So in my opinion, one of the biggest perks of living in Red Deer is our massive, extensive trail system. All of our beautiful parks are river valley. Red Deer really is a beautiful city. Now let's get into the fourth reason before we start talking about some of the popular communities that you might want to choose. Let's talk about the healthcare in Red Deer. Now, when you're starting to get on an age, or if you have some healthcare issues, you want to be close to really good healthcare. Now, Red Deer Regional Hospital, even though it is busier, and yes, you hear a lot of people complain about it, it really is a fantastic hospital. And we've talked about this many times on this channel, but there is a huge expansion taking place in the Red Deer Hospital. It's supposed to be completed by 2030 to 2031, $1.8 billion. It is the largest in Alberta Health Services history. It's going to add 200 more inpatient beds. So those are actually going to reduce the wait times within the ER. They're going to expand the emergency room, as well as one of the biggest things is they're going to add a cardiac catheterization lab. So that is super cool and huge for the central Alberta area. There are also a ton of really good assisted living homes, seniors living homes scattered throughout the entire city. And I've been in every single one of them, so I know firsthand when I used to work on the ambulance. So there is a ton of support for our seniors within this city. Now let's get into some of the more popular communities / areas to live if you're in that 55+ area. So these are all 55+ communities. Let's get into the first one. It is in the neighborhood of Parkville, which in my opinion is one of the best neighborhoods for seniors to live in. So the whole southern half, of this neighborhood is all 55+ living. So there's some older duplexes built in the 80s and 90s, and there's some newer ones kind of built in the early 2000s. But this is one of the most popular 55+ living communities within the city for a couple of reasons. One, you're right downtown, so it is super walkable. You have access to everything that comes with living in downtown, and you are backing on to some of the best trails within the city. So when I'm down there getting footage, I see tons of our seniors using these trails, walking, getting their exercise, as well as everybody within the city. But literally you can walk out your backyard and walk right onto these trails. So it is really a beautiful area. You also have the Red Deer Rec Center, which is right in the neighborhood. So fitness center, swimming pools, really popular area. There's a splash park down there for the kids. And there is the Seniors Golden Circle right within this neighborhood as well. So tons of events and a place for the seniors to get together. There's horseshoe pits. It really is a super fun area for seniors. Now, let's get on to the next one. Let's head off to the east side of the city and talk about Davenport Place. Now, this is actually a mobile home park. It's within the neighborhood of Deer Park, which is one of the more popular areas in the city to live in. You're literally right on the very eastern border of the city. So again, it's super quiet out there. Before I got into real estate, doing ambulance calls in this area, and I always would think to myself, like, this is a really nice area. It's all mobile homes. They're all double wide. They're big, they're spacious, they're bright. Most of them have garages. It's all paved in there. So if you have kids riding their bikes, your grandkids are riding their bikes or their scooters, there's RV storage and parking there. There's a playground for the kids. It has tennis courts. So I really, really like this area. I feel like this is a little bit of a hidden gem that not many people are gonna know about. A lot of times when people think about mobile home parks, they kind of get a little bit of a bad stigma, which I don't think is warranted, but this area is really good. It's super quiet. It's 55+ living. It has a ton of stuff there. So this definitely should be a place that you might want to consider if you're thinking of moving to Red Deer as well.
It's a leisure community for active seniors.
What do you think I am? One of them senior citizens?
All right, now let's move over to an area, 55+ living community that is backing on to some of the best nature parks in the entire city of Red Deer. So we're gonna talk about the fountains and fairways on the ridge. So this is a little bit more of a pricey area. These are condos, bare land condos, so that means you actually own the land as well. So yes, there will be condo fees. But in this area, you back on to the Red Deer Golf and Country Club. So you can literally walk there. You could push your golf bag there if you wanted, or if you have a golf cart, you could drive it over. So, I mean, lots of people love golfing when they get older. I love golfing now, so that's a super huge perk of living there. You're also backing on to Great Chief Park. You're within walking distance to Bower Ponds. You have access to all the beautiful walking trails along the river. Now, these homes are a little bit older. They're built in the 80s and 90s. They're all semi-detached, which means they are duplexes. So if you want access to some of the best parks and walking trails and the Golf and Country Club, you might want to consider this area. It is a little bit more expensive. In my opinion, if you can afford it, you'd be super happy living here. This really is a beautiful area and it is one of my favorites. Now let's move across the river from the fairways and the fountains and let's get into the Capstone area. So again, we made a video about this not too long ago where we talked about the entire development. We're not going to go into too much detail here, but this is going to be a prime area once it's all said and done. This is going to be right on the river. You're right next to downtown. You're gonna have access to tons of great businesses and shopping within the Conquest Business Park that is right next to you. So great coffee shops, barber shops, organic markets, breweries, and you're right on the river. This is going to be some of the best options when it comes to living right on the riverfront. Now within this area, right next to the Capstone, in the Conquest Business Park, there are some other great options when it comes to 55 plus living. So there is the Quarry, which is condo style apartment buildings. It is literally half a block straight to the left or straight to the south of the Capstone area. Again, it is right on the river. And then you have the Sierras on Taylor, and there's tons of 55 plus living kind of right within this couple blocks of the Conquest Business Park and super close to downtown. So really keep an eye on this. The Capstone development itself, it's a 20-year project, so it's going to take some time. They've just started phase 1, which I believe is called the Alex. These duplexes or row townhouses that they're building, they're only going to be available for rent. They're not available for purchase yet. All right, let's move on to the next option. Now, this one is an interesting option. It is called the Wellings and it's up in Timberlands North. So this is where a ton of new construction and new development is taking place. The Timberstone area itself is a neighborhood that is super, super walkable. So there's an outdoor market there, and there is a ton of amenities within this area. It might be one of the most walkable areas within the city. Now the Wellings itself, again, they're only available for rent. They're not available for purchase. They are all one window, so there's no stairs. They have a community, a central hub to get together and hang out with the other folks that live there. Big bright windows, and this is just a really fun area. It's built right next to the Timberstone Plaza Market, so you can walk there. You have easy access to groceries and gyms and everything else that comes with it. And right across the street from the Timberstone Plaza, if you're missing something, the Clearview Market has even more amenities than Timberstone. So it really, really is a great area if you want to be close to some really good shopping and you want to be in a walkable area. All right, we talked about some 55 plus living communities. Now let's talk about a couple neighborhoods, in my opinion, that are good for retirees and that a lot of people choose if they're at their retirement age. Now again, there's more. This list isn't all inclusive, so if your neighborhood doesn't show up on the list, don't shoot the messenger. If you want any more information on other neighborhoods, give me a shout, no problem. But I think there are two neighborhoods that really appeal to seniors. One is Sunnybrook and the other one is Bower. So let's start off with Bower. Now we talked about Timberstone and Clearview being super walkable. This one might be even more walkable. So if we look on a map, you can see where it's located. It's right in that southwestish corner of the city. You're bordering Gates Avenue, so parts of Bower actually back onto Gates Avenue. Some people might look at that as a con, but you have really good access to all the restaurants, the bars, the shopping, all that stuff that comes with it. And right across Gates Avenue, you have South Point Common, which has Walmart, Home Depot, all of that other fun stuff, Lowe's. Now within the northern section of Bower, you have the Bower Mall, which is the most popular mall within the city. It has tons of great shopping. You have the Sunterra Market there. It really is a popular area for seniors. And in the wintertime, if you're worried about walking outside, you want to get your walk in, your fitness, but it's icy out, lots of people use the mall. They just do laps throughout the wintertime. So this is a really popular area for seniors. And just on the east side of the Bower neighborhood, you have access to tons of really beautiful walking trails that go along Piper Creek. So again, really popular area. Now, if we just go straight through those walking paths, straight through the trees, we get into the neighborhood of Sunnybrook. Now, this is a very popular area for people to retire. It is a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. You're gonna have bigger lots. It's an older neighborhood. You have tons of beautiful, big, mature trees. I had some clients that came in from Toronto last week and they said they toured through there and they couldn't believe how beautiful this neighborhood was.
Right. Like I haven't seen places like this before.
Now again, it is older homes in this area, but it is such a popular area. Lots of people are looking to purchase and renovate. You can get a ton of value, a ton of appreciation in this area. And again, you have access to the same walking trails that you would if you were living in Bauer, all along Piper Creek. They go all the way down to the river, or if you want to head the other way, you can walk all the way to the Centrium to catch on a Rebels game. And right through the trees, 5 minutes away, you have Bauer Mall. Now, Sunnybrook is a super central location, so you're not too far away from anything. You have access to some of the best stuff within the city, all within minutes of this neighborhood. So this is a super popular neighborhood and is one of my favorite areas of the city. Now, I've been having people reach out to me that are in that retirement age saying that I don't give enough love to the seniors on this channel. I don't make enough videos for them. So here's one for you guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you're notified every week a new video comes out. And I would love the chance to earn your business, so please feel free to reach out to me. Use this info popping up. Get a hold of me anyway. I will see you guys on the next video. Cheers.